Hi, how are you doing today? How are you? It's a morning. Yeah. Yeah, this is the night economy, and it's my day two of the night economy. Just there to bring you and connect you to few ideas that can help you even as you start a new day. All right? All right, so my name is TadeCash, and I'm trying to give you a very lovely view tonight or this morning. All right, so my name is TadeCash, and so this day I'm here to. How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? Who is awake? Who is awake? Okay, who is awake? Who is awake? Who is awake? Who is awake? All right, all right. Let me see. Okay, so um, let me see if I could get a better position. Yes, excuse me. All right. Um, a good. It's a good day. All right. So, who is awake? Who is awake? So this morning, it's all about um, having some few wonderful conversation around something, around a thought. When we were growing up, I remember that there is a popular saying, especially when you frustrate your parent, you will hear things like money does not grow on trees. All right. So, and a couple of times it becomes an idea that rose in our head because an idea that we grew up thinking, oh, money does not grow on trees. All right. So, but if you truly look at it, you will realize that money may not grow on tree like they said, but where does money? But money grows. So if money grows, that means money must have a seed, and money has its own tree. Money may not grow on tree, but money has a money tree. So there is a money tree. There's a money tree, and everybody have access to this money tree, but most people don't know how to climb it. So if money don't grow on tree, where can we find this money? Where is the money? Where is the tree to money? So the essence of today's night economy is to have conversation around this money tree that everybody literally can have access to, no matter where you are, no matter where you live in the world. You can have access to this money tree, and the moment you can take advantage of it, it's going to change your life, because it has changed my own life, and I believe that it will change yours too. So um, you as you start a new day, as you begin to look into your day, what are the things that can really change your life? All right. So the wealthy people of the world knows how to find the money tree, and they know how to find the seedness to this money. And because if it's going to be a tree, that means it has a seed, and the moment you can find its seed and you plant it properly, guess what is going to happen to you? You are going to have a money tree. So this idea that money does not grow on tree may not be serving you and I, and you need to begin to have a different conversation around where exactly is the tree and where can I find it. And everybody have access to this tree, money tree. And just in a nanosecond, just think about you planting a money tree, and look at it. No matter where you live in the world, you can plant a money tree. Can you think how your life is going to change? And that understanding will change everything for you. And you're watching this video from wherever in the world, and you begin to look at it and say, okay, tell you, where can I find a money tree? So my news for you, or my message for you today, is how to find your money tree. And the moment you can find your own money tree from what I'm going to be sharing with you in this few moments, you will realize that you can all have a money tree. And the moment you can have a money tree, money producing tree, you will discover that you will never be short of money again for the rest of your life, and you can pass this tree to the next generation. And so let me start by telling you a story, and it's a story of a man. This man was described as a tax collector, so, and it was not just a tax collector, it was described as a chief tax collector. That means, hey brother, hey Maker, how you doing, man? Good to see you today. How are you this morning? Yeah, you're still awake. It's a morning, really. It's morning. Remember that the only time people treat morning as morning, especially in Nigeria, it's on the 31st of December. On the 31st of December, everybody stay awake till early hour of the day to go to church. And when they go to church, they're waiting for the 12 midnight when their pastor is going to declare, it is the new year. Have a happy new year. And people begin to shout, scream. They begin to sing and dance and hug their friends and, and send messages and all of that, while they're acknowledging that it's a new day. But the truth is, this is the womb of the day, the hour of the day. It's challenging for me to be awake at this time as well. But I want to be able to talk to you very hour of the morning. And some people are going to wake up to this to see it. And so what I'm putting down for you to pick up is that life can be beautiful. So good morning, brother. Good morning. Good morning. And like I said yesterday, again, if what I'm sharing today, you find value in it, please do not hesitate to share it so that more people can see it and more people can be able to follow up on this content and use it. Because the more of us that become financially successful, the more of us that become financially able to help ourselves, the more people we are going to help. So the moment we begin to have a better perception about changing our life, we will realize that life, it's a beautiful place. So I told you I want to tell you about the story of a man. A man, it's described as a chief tax collector. That means in his days, being a tax collector is a very disgusting, irritating profession. Everyone in the community literally will hate you. They will not want to associate with you because they think that you are exploiting them for the foreign government and all of that. But this man was described as a certain man, and he was described with few qualities. Number one, that he was a rich man. And not being a tax collector, it's a different ball game than being a chief tax collector. That means it's control of a region. So what it means to be a chief tax collector is that he's a publican. What does it mean to be a publican in that man's days? Is that he's a rich man, he's a wealthy man. All right. So being a chief tax collector is like starting an enterprise like Alphabet, and in Lagos, in Nigeria, and you are collecting tax on behalf of the government. And so you are going to have your own money. He's already a rich man, so he negotiates with the Roman Caesar, and he's willing to do business with them. So I'm trying to lay that foundation for you and how you can use that model to build your own money tree. So what is it about this man? So this particular man then signed a deal with the government of that time and said, I can help you to collect the tax from your people. I can help you to collect the tax. And the government signed a memorandum of understanding. They signed deals and say, you can collect money on our behalf. But look at what the man did. The man is not interested. Remember, he's already a rich man. And then he's not interested in having a job. Number one. Number two, he's not interested in owning a job. Because there are two kinds of people. There are people that have a job. There are people that own a job. The funny part of people that own a job is that they often own a job and call it a business. But that's owning a job is not necessarily a business. So many people have a job and few persons own a job. Few persons start a job. They left a job to start a job. Because this is what happened to you. Two things make you know that what you have today is a job. Number one, what you have, you cannot do any delegation. All right. Number two, money does not work for you, neither is people working for you. So you don't have automation and you don't have delegation. Okay, so that man, this rich man, look at it, is a rich man. So as a result of that, he does not want to own a job. Hey, Collis, Ebube, how are you doing this morning? It's good to have you here too. All right, let's share this video so that more people can watch it later on, because it's going to help people to build their own money tree. So that is what I'm doing today. So because we live in a society where we grew up when people tell us money does not grow on tree. Do you want to turn me to money? And all of these ideologies and everything. So my idea of the night economy is to come and show you how to build your own economy so that you can build your economy and you'll be able to create the life that you want to create. So this man, the story of this ancient man that I'm talking to you about, we call his name Zach. His name is Zach. And this man called Zach was described as a very rich man. He was in an ancient time. He lived in the very many thousands years ago. He was a rich man. He's a chief tax collector. He signed a deed with the government of the time. And then he has what we call a toll gate mentality. And what does it mean to have a toll gate mentality? He believed that he can sit in the realm of a place and be able to collect money. So he's collecting the money for the government and he's collecting money for himself. So how does he do that? One way, by the time he has signed a deal with the government, he decided to build two things. He created a system that can help the government to collect the tax. Number two, he hired people to run the system. All right. So he did two things. He has delegation of duties and automations of things. So he was able to build automation and do delegation. So he put those two things in place. And as a result of that, he owns a system that mints money for him. So that's the first thing that he did. He owns a system. A system is a money tree. All right. So if you want a money tree in your life, you need to own a system. A system is the seedling of a money tree. So this rich man, remember, he was a rich man. He was a certain man. He was certain in his ways. So he owns a rich man. He owns a rich mind, and he's able to build a system that can help him to change his life. You see, many years ago, a book was written about 80, almost 95 years ago. The name of the book is Pillars of Prosperity. And in one of the chapters of the book, it's called Systems. The book was written about 85 years ago. It's called The Pillars of Prosperity by James Allen. All right. And one of the things that James Allen wrote in the book was about a friend of his. Remember, I said to you, this book was written before Nigeria got independent. The book was written about 90 to 95 years ago, not 80, about 95 years ago. Because one of the books that he also wrote, As a Man Thinketh, was written more than 100 years now. So he wrote the book within that period of time. But one of the things that he said in the book that was striking to me, it was talking about a friend of his that owned a business 95 years ago. He owned a business and he put a fantastic systems of running the business, and it traveled out of the place. It was never part of the business for a whole year, and the business runs smoothly, and it was making him a lot of money. So he owns a money tree. He owns a money producing tree. So how can you produce a money producing tree? How can you? Because you see, it doesn't matter who you are. So I'm using the story of Zach to show you how you can literally do that. And I will give you a few examples and how you can do that. And that is the essence of a night economy. All right. So I'm showing you how to build your own economy so that you can create something that can work for you. And even in what you are presently doing, I'm going to show you how to turn it to a money tree. All right. So that we all have access to money tree. So this man was a rich man, was a chief tax collector, right? Tell your friends, a couple of your friends that are awake and not sleeping, instead of just whiling away their time, why don't let us join us for this video tonight, this morning. In a few minutes, we're going to be off here, but it's a good way to start the day if you're not sleeping yet. All right. And thank you for happy to be here. So awesome. Let's share this video. It's going to help a lot of people. All right. So if you know something that can help people and you don't do it for them, you are just like a murderer, So that means if what you got here can help people, find a way to make them have it and to use it to help them. So money tree. So this man was a certain man. He was a rich man. He was a chief tax collector. He hired people, he delegate duties, and he build automation systems to make them to be able to get the job done. So this man called Zach wasn't collecting the tax from people himself. He was sitting at the gate where the money can be collected. So he was not the one. So he was called the chief tax collector. It was not the tax collector. He was the chief tax collector. All right. And so that's it's very, very fundamental for him at a time. So, but that is not where the story ends. And so it was said of this man that he wanted to experience another very influential man by the name of Yeshua. And he wanted to have a time out with Yeshua. And his lifestyle irritated a lot of people in the society because they don't like to associate with him. Some people see them as a criminal. Some people see them as a complete people that are off the hook in the society. So, but this man was shameless. He was, in spite of that kind of perception of people of him, he nevertheless decided to live his life every single day. So he was very particular about living his life. So he wanted to meet a man. He wanted to meet a man called Yeshua. And in the course of wanting to meet this man called Yeshua, few things happened. Number one, there was a crowd. There was a crowd everywhere. So now remember that a lot of people in the society do not like him. So just imagine for a second. So this Zach has a lot of people that do not like him, and he wanted to see a man that he believed that by having an encounter with this man, his life is going to change. Just like you have a dream. You want to do something with your life. You know that if you make it 10 million naira right now, your life is going to change. If you make $10,000 right now, your life is going to change. If you make 100 million naira right now, your life is going to change. You know that if you start this business you're about to start now and you do it well, your life is going to change. You know that if you could make that sales and that real estate and that commission is given to you of that 100 million naira deal, you collect a 10 million naira commission. Everything about your life is going to literally be transformed. You know that is your new dream. That is your like a city of Jericho that you need to visit. But then remember that every desire will face resistance. Every desire will face resistance. So it's normal. It's not personal. It's normal. It's not personal. So if you have a desire, you're going to face it's going to face resistance. Your intentions is going to face disruptions. So he has a desire, an intention to mix with this very extremely influential mind. And the first resistance he has is that there was a crowd. There was a crowd, and so the crowd was huge. And as a result of the crowd being huge, as a result of a crowd being huge, guess what happened? It was amazing. It was there. and it was, he wanted to do something big with his life, but number one, he faced a resistance of the crowd. So you want to start a business now, you want to come into an industry, you are seeing the crowd, you are seeing that, where can I fit in the midst of all of these things? The people are many, like I said yesterday, some people believe that the market is saturated. I was in a training a few days ago and people were saying, oh, there are now many rectors selling land, and as if the market is saturated. And I needed to correct an impression that the market is not saturated. The method is saturated. So what you need to create innovation, to create disruption in the business, is to find a new way of doing things. Okay? Because if you change the way you look at things, what you are looking at is going to change. If you change the way you are looking at things, what you are looking at is going to change. So you need to change the way you are looking at things. Reality is reality, but there is two things about reality that you have control over. Number one, your perception of reality and your experience of reality. So you need to control your perception of reality. The truth of the matter is you can't change reality, but you can change your perception of it. And because you have changed your perception of it, you will change your experience of it. And so you want to change your perception of that reality, and you want to change your experience of reality. By the way, you can't change your experience of reality without changing your perception of reality, because your perception influences your experience. So what does that mean? What does that mean? It means that there was a crowd. There could be a resistance in what you want to do today. You want to start a business and you need some money. I remember when I started real estate, started selling real estate about 14 years ago. Guess what happened? My first sales was terrible. It took me a few months to make my first sales. Why? Because new intention will face disruption. New desire will face resistance. By the way, the fabrics of the earth says that the bigger your desire, the bigger your resistance. Resistance is a proof that what you desire is in existence. I will say that again. Resistance is a proof that what you desire is in existence. So resistance is not personal. Resistance is not your enemy. By the way, you see, the life is designed that there will be a table that will set before you in the presence of your enemy. Awesome, William. Thank you very much. Tell your friends about this page, and let's help more people. My mission is to set a lot of African people free, so that we can have economic freedom, so that we can live life on our own terms. I want you to live life on your own terms. I want you to get to the stage of a deep, which is called damage position. I want you to get to that stage. All right. I want you to go from the pit to the deep. So that life is amazing. But thank you for that word, Williams. William, I really appreciate that. And so as I was saying, the moment you change the way you're looking at things, what you're looking at is going to change. So you need to change your perception of things to change your experience of it. So for instance, many years ago, I changed my perception that nothing is good or bad. All right? Nothing is good or bad. There is no difficult time. There are just different times. All right, so now look at it. There is no difficult times. There are just different times. So there is no good or bad economy for me. They are just different economy. And you see, that perception that I have, that has become extremely ingrained in me, begin to change my experience I'm having about life. All right, so I begin to look at things in a totally different way. My framing of things, my reframing of things start changing, and my life I begin to have a different experience of reality. All right. I begin to have a different experience of reality. And that is awesome. Give me 1 minute. I don't need to do this, but permit me, please. Yeah. Woo. Come on. I need to take. I know this is a live class, but it's real. Okay. I needed to take a drink, and so I thought I left the drink in the other room or in the kitchen out there. So I needed to pick it up. It's my kind of drink, all right? So it's just, I think it's vitamin B or something. Yeah, it's just water mixed up with a kind of zinc. Yeah. So that is it. Number one, thank you very much for hanging out there. It's just real. It's a night economy. So this is it. There is no so I began to develop a perception that there is no difficult times. There are just different times. So because my perception of things is going to determine how I experience things. So I can't change reality, except it's not a reality. But if it is a reality, I can influence it by my perception of it, then my experience of it. So what we really want to do is to have a different experience of situation. So what I can then do is to have a perception, a winning perception, an empowering perception. So that's your business, that's your sales. Now the question is, why are you not selling? So it's like the Zach, the crowd was much. So remember, the Zach was a rich guy. He wanted to meet. He has an higher vision now. He has a bigger perception now. He want to do something big with his life. He could be like you. You have been getting by in the course of your life, but you want to get better now. You want to do something bigger with your life. You want to get ahead with your life. But now, guess what happened? The moment you have that desire, you face the resistance. That's number one. You face the resistance. Number one, there is a crowd. So it seems everywhere is crowded. Have you been hearing that in your head? The business is crowded now. Have you heard that before? The business is crowded now. Everyone seems to be doing my kind of business. The truth of the matter is, everyone is not doing your kind of business. Because you need to also remember this. Another perception I created for myself is that my definition determines my expression. So I am always big on defining things for myself. My definition determines my expression. My definition determines my expression. Remember the first thing I told you, there is no difficult times, there are just different times. Now, that is the perception I develop, and that perception begin to affect my experience of things. Number two, my definition determines my experience, my expression. So my definition can either expand me or contrast me. My definition can either expand me or contrast me. So I'm always mindful. How am I defining things? So always check your definition. Always check how you define things, because if you don't define things well, you cannot refine things. If you can't define it well, you cannot refine it. And you want to refine things so that things can be fine for you. So if one of things to be fine for you, you need to refine things, but you can't refine it if you can't define it. So what do you want to do? You want to be able to define things properly. So the first thing that you want to do when you look at your life, and you say, now, I am broke. But the truth of the matter is, you look at your bank account and you are short of money. How do you define that? Why not let that challenge you rather than seeing it as something bad? Why not treat it as a different challenge for yourself? Why not become a peaceful warrior in your own universe, whereby treat things as a challenge? Because when you treat things as a challenge, it affects the neurogenesis of your brain. That means your brain begins to find a way to come out of those things that you treat as a challenge. Why not see things as a challenge rather than treating them as a predicament? All right, so your definition determines how you experience things, and how it determines your expression. So if you want to express things better, begin to define things in a better way. Because if you can't define it, you can't refine it. If you can't refine it, you can't use it to fine-tune your life in the way that you want. So I begin to redefine things. I begin to define things in a way. So you look at your industry, you look at your business. So one upon a time, I decided to start doing real estate in a different way. And when I started doing this business in a different way, the market is there. Because you see, The market cannot be saturated. No, no, no. Market is not saturated. Because this is what I want you to know about human nature. And it's still part of what we're discussing this morning. The money tree. The money tree. Because you see, these things are going to help your money tree. Human nature is this. Humans are always buying things, right? And our desire has a similitude to the grave and to bury, to the womb. A womb, the grave and the womb, Solomon the king, the wealthiest king, said the womb and the grave are never satisfied. Likewise, the desires of people. Now, that is a very profound thing that if you understand it, is going to change your fortune. What does that mean? The grave and the womb is never satisfied. Likewise, the desires of human being. It means that every desire of a human that is fulfilled reveals another desire that needs to be fulfilled. I will say that again. Every desire that is fulfilled reveals another desire that needs to be fulfilled. Because desire is the bedrock of civilization. It is desire that creates civilization. The more the desires of human grows, the bigger the civilization is. Because our civilization is built on our desire. So the bigger our desire, the bigger the civilization we are going to experience. So 21st century is more civilized than 20th century. 20th century is more civilized than 19th century. 19th century is more civilized than 18th century. Why is it so? Because as the desires of human become bigger, we begin to find a way to experience and to satisfy the desire. So just like a barren womb and the bottomless pit, the desires of human keep getting bigger and bigger every single day. So what does that mean to you? It means that the human desire can never be satisfied. All right. In the world of economics, we say that it's insatiable. What does that mean? It means that every desire satisfied introduces us to a new desire. So how do you connect that? You connect that to realize that for every problem, every solution you create, there is a new problem. Every solution creates about 10 new problems. All right. Every solution creates about 10 new problems, and there is a solution to a problem. And every solution reveals a new problem. So the moment you understand this, you will realize that the market is never saturated. It is your method of exploring the market that need to be upgraded. The market is never saturated. It is your method of exploring the market that needed to be upgraded. So as a result of that, your definition begin to change. Excuse me. Okay, so your definition begin to change. So the moment your definition begin to change, you begin to experience different shifts and different stuff in your life. So this man, Zach, has a problem. It says there was a crowd. So look at it. Where can you find a crowd? That's the first thing. So there was a crowd. And number two, it was stated of him, it was said of him that he was a man of a very small stature. All right. It was a man of his very small stature. How can you relate to that? He was a man of a very small stature. That means, number one, he has a crowd. There was a crowd. They believed that the method of trying to reach the Messiah, the Yeshua, was already saturated. Because the usual thing is, will have just gone and remembered so many people in the crowd do not like him. He's a chief tax collector, but he wanted to see the master. You see, seeing the master is seeing his salvation. Now, let me tell you, what is the savior of an hungry man? Food. What is the savior of a naked man? Clothes. What is the savior of a sick person? Healing. Right. Now, your desire is a clarion call to what is about to save you. It is the Savior in you that is making you to desire what you are desiring. It is the Savior in you that want to birth wealth that is making you to desire what you are desiring. So, because you see, the dreamer in you is God in you crying for expression. The dreamer in you is God in you crying for expression. The dreamer in you is God in you crying for expression. So there is a God in him crying for expression to meet with a bigger meaning, just like you. You see, that desire to make more money is not vanity, it's divine. All right, that desire to make more money without just changing other people, without hurting other people, that desire to become bigger than you are now, is not vain. It is divine. Don't shut it down by the crowd mentality, right? That desire to be known, to build a bigger business is not vain. You know, it is God in you crying for a bigger expression. So don't let anything kill it. Don't let societal hypnotic system shut you down. You see, this man was not allowing how the society defined him to determine how he's going to experience life. So don't allow your community, your background, the way you were raised, the community you are presently living to define you. There is a clarion call inside of you crying for more. So this Asian man called Zach wanted to do more, wanted to be more, wanted to create more. Then he faced resistance. Let me tell you, resistance is a proof that what you desire exists. Resistance is a proof that what you want to do with your life exists. Let me tell you, my first sales in real estate, I was pursuing the client and the client wasn't forthcoming. And this man picked my call one day and he said, I should come. I said I should come and meet him very early in the morning. He said I should come to the island. I went to island. I was in Sanusi Fafunwa. I waited for him. He asked me to wait for him. I waited till like 8 p.m. And he later picked my calls. He wasn't picking my call all day. And later he said to me, he was sorry. He was in a meeting. Can I see him early in the morning before 8 a.m.? And then I said, okay, I will. And then I pick his call. And when I pick his call, well, rather I said I will. I went home. I got home around 10:30. I woke up around 4 a.m. And then I find my way before 6:30, before 7 in the morning. I was already at the gate of the estate. He asked me to come. And when I called him, I'm the one that woke him up. And he said, oh, I should go to a particular restaurant and wait for him there. And I waited for him at the restaurant, and he came to join me at the restaurant around 10 in the morning. And that's how I got the first check. And when I got the first check, everything changed. But you know what? I knew that my desire to break through is going to go through a resistance. And I'm not treating the resistance as if it's my enemy. It's just the circle of life. The problem of so many people is that they want a risk-free, resistance-free life. And that is an illusion. That is not going to happen. All right? So you're not supposed to fight your resistance. You're supposed to look at it with the eyes of love and neutralize it. So he saw the resistance of the crowd. The second thing is a man of a small stature. Today, you could be a person of small stature. You could be, and that is not necessarily literally. You could be you are short of money, you are short of contact, you are short of anything that will have make you wealthy. But guess what happened? Number one, he saw the crowd. Number two, he was short of stature. He was very short in stature. But this is the leverage now. This is the money tree that they found. Remember, this man is used to building a money tree, and he has developed a mindset of always seeing a money tree. So let me say this to you. What you lack in ability can be substituted for an equity called leverage. Leverage is an equity that can replace your ability. I'll say that again. Leverage is an equity that can replace your ability. So this is what happened. He decided he was short in stature and he needed to see the Messiah. Remember, when you are short of money, when you are short of stuff, you wanted to literally change your life. And so look at it. He was literally looking for a way to change his life. It was never focusing on his obstacles. It was focusing on his miracle. It was never focusing on his problem. It was focusing on his progress. It was never focusing on what he lacked. He focused on what he has left. Because you can't create miracle with what you don't have. You can only create miracle with what you have left. So don't focus on what you have lost. Don't focus on what you don't have. Focus on what you have and how you can leverage on it. So he was there. And suddenly it was said in the story, this life-changing story, that he wanted to see the Messiah. Then he saw a tree called a sycamore tree. And when he saw the tree called the sycamore tree, remember he was a short man. He outran everybody. He wasn't trying to compete with them. He wanted to dominate and he wanted to get their attention. You see, what you need to do is not to compete, but to focus on getting the attention of the people that can either buy from you, that can fund you, that can invest with you, that can partner with you. So he wanted to be seen because you see, obscurity is an enemy of prosperity. Come on now. Obscurity is an enemy of your prosperity. Obscurity is an enemy of your profitability. So he wanted to be seen. His focus was not the crowd. His focus was not the crowd. His focus was the crown. And what is his crown? His crown is seeing the Messiah. So he focused on his focus. He ignores his distraction and focus on his focus. You see, I love the way Peter Drucker, an amazing management guru of the early 20th century, says. He said, every success is a monomania. Every great person, every great achiever is a monomania with a mission. What does that mean? That sounds like a big grammar. But this is what he's saying. For you to be successful, you have to be obsessed and you have to focus on your focus. You have to focus on your focus and ignore your distractions. You have to focus on your focus and ignore your distractions. So he saw the sycamore tree and then he ran and he climbed the sycamore tree. Now, it will interest you to know the texture of a sycamore tree. A sycamore tree is a tree that is an amazing, and it can literally grow in different places. And this tree is about 75 feet to 100 feet tall. Can you imagine? A short man, a very short man, was not allowing his shortness to limit his greatness. He looked for what else he can use to substitute for what he does not have. That is how to create money tree. You don't allow your weakness to stop your greatness. Find a way to outsource your weakness. Find a way to substitute your weakness and create something that can help you to be what you want to be. So, he saw a sycamore tree. It's about 75 feet to 100 feet tall. And guess what happened? He ran to the tree. And he gave himself permission to climb the tree. And then he climbed the tree. And I was imagining what this man, Zach, was doing on the tree. And he started waving and he started saying, Yeshua, I'm here, I'm here. It got his attention. Because you see, money follows attention. Success follows attention. Prosperity follows attention. Obscurity repels success. Obscurity repels money. So what you need to get is to get attention. So this man looked for how he can leverage what he does not have. What else can he do? So this is what I say to people. Who has what you need before you know you need it? For instance, this is what I say. Who has the customer that you need before you know you need it? Who has the potential referrals for you? Because see, leverage is powerful. Leverage is very powerful. So you need to begin to think leverage in your life. Who? You see, wealth is often a game of who, not how. Who has the people? Who has the connections? Who has the contact? And let me tell you, in the 21st century, your sycamore tree can be tantamount to few things. Collaboration, internet, all right, partnership. You need to know how to use the internet because internet can make what is small to look big. So what this guy did is to find a way to leverage what he does not have. You see, your limitation is not about what you do not have. Your limitation is about not knowing how to borrow what you don't have. You see, the word says to you that if you can't beat them, join them. But that is the way of an average thinker. If you can't beat them, don't join them. Arrange to get them beaten. So what you need to do is to arrange to get them beaten. And that's what he did. He found the sycamore tree, your sycamore tree of the 21st century. You have the YouTube. You say you can cook and you can cook in your room. Why not turn up the video? Why not shoot the video, put it out there every single day? It's not easy to come to you by this time of the day. Early hour of morning, I'm showing you the night economy. And I'm showing up to you. I light up my whole library and I'm shooting this video for you. All right. I don't know what this video is going to help in the world, but the truth remains is that it's a sycamore tree. Today, there are cities everywhere because prosperity is in the city. Internet is the biggest city in the world today. In other words, find a way, give yourself permission to be on the internet. Give yourself permission to be on the internet. Give yourself permission to be seen. Let the people that want to pay you see you. If they can't see you, they can't pay you. If they can't see you, they can't pay you. If they can't see you, they can't pay you. You need to make noise about what you can do for the world. You need to give yourself permission when nobody is busy with their own life. So find your sycamore tree. Find your niche. Find what can position you to the person that needs to see you. You know, the moment you can do this, your breakthrough begins. Oh, come on now. Your breakthrough begins because, number one, you have a resistance, but you're going to your desire. And so you need to neutralize every resistance. Never focus on your resistance. Focus on your desire. Find a way to neutralize your resistance. So he found the sycamore tree. The money tree of the 21st century is collaboration. The money tree of the 21st century is leverage. Own a system. Don't joke with your success. Whatever you have succeeded at is not a secret. There is a system in it. Document it. And you see, the world will keep paying you for a system. All right? The world will keep paying you for a system. So if the world will keep paying you for a system, guess what you're going to do? Own a system. So I love to own a system. I love systems. System is a principle of order. It renders confusion impossible. So if you have succeeded at a thing, own a system. Build a system around it. Document your success. You see, don't get carried away with your progress. Document your process that produces a progress. That is what makes you so that you can replicate the success. So because you see, a successful life is succeeding in succession. So if you want to succeed in succession, you must document the process that produces the success. So the money tree of the 21st century is collaboration, is partnership, is leverage, is system. Own a system. You see, it takes a while to own a system on anything. Own a system of sales. You know, because you see, the wealthy people Own a system. Oh, mama, good to see you again this morning. Good to see you again. If you want to be rich, own a system. System is superior to strength. All right. System is a timeless asset. Strength is a limited asset. Own a system. Let me tell you about the God of the Bible. The God of the Bible rested on the seventh day. He created for 6 days and rested on the seventh day, according to the Bible. How did he do it? Simple. This is how the God of the Bible does it. The God of the Bible creates everything and make everything produce after his kind. What does the God of the Bible does? He owns a system. And he rested on the seventh day. And I love to describe the word rest from God with an acronym. It means that he created residual earnings stabilized thought. Residual earnings stabilized thought. So God rested because he created something that can produce in a residual way. And that is it. Own a system. Own a system. There is no casual success. Whatever you succeeded at, there is a system embedded in it. It's that system that you can replicate. And God, that's what the God of the Bible did. He created everything and produced after his kind. Okay, so your success can produce after his kind. The reason why your success is not producing after his kind is because the process that produces a large success was never documented, so it cannot be duplicated and replicated. So what you need to do is to know how you succeed. You see, a lot of people don't know how they succeed, and that's why in this part of the world, when someone succeeded at a thing and they want to share their testimony, they just tell you by the grace of God. And you see, that by the grace of God looks so mysterious that it cannot be duplicated or replicated. I'm not denying the grace. The grace is needed in all our lives, and we are living by the grace. But this is what we are saying. The God of the Bible is a God of systems and tested guidelines. So you need to understand that. Own a system. Own a system. Many people own a job, they don't own a system. Okay, so I talk to my friends. Don't just learn how to sell. Don't just sell, learn how to sell. Now, I know how to sell. So I've trained a lot of people. Now I'm building a world-class sales team. I'm training people. I mean, I've gotten people that have never sold anything of $1 million before. Now, in space of 6 months to 1 year, they have sold assets worth more than 100 to 200 million. Why? Because they are applying my system that I've used to sell things in tanks, couple of billions, all right, in every year, and that is what I am trained them on. So I own a system of sales. I go to different trainings and I show people how to build a system of sales, because residual earnings stabilized thoughts. Residual earnings stabilized thoughts. So the point is, own a system. Own a system. Do you notice that if you want to cook, there is a system for cooking? So that is why you can go back to the meal. You can train your son. There is a system for driving a car. And that's why anybody can learn how to drive a car, because there is a system for it. It's not a guesswork. It's a framework. So you can learn how to drive a car. So the truth is, if you want to drive your life forward, always own a system. Every success must never be mysterious, because success is not a mystery. It is a mastery. It's a mastery of processes and of systems and all of that. So put systems together. All right? System. Own a system. Business that will create wealth for you is a system, and that is what we call a money tree. It is a money tree, all right? So system is superior to strength, all right? By no strength shall no man be rich, you see, but systems of wealth will perpetually keep you rich, all right? So what system do you own? What system are you building today, all right? Own a system. Own a system. I own a system of closing deals. I own a system. I wrote a book called Close or Lose. I believe you might have seen the book before. All right. I wrote a book called Close or Lose. All right. So this book is about a system for closing deals, how to deal with people, how to understand them. And then people have used this book and they have closed millions of deals. Why? Because it's a system. It's a timeless asset. It's a timeless asset. It's a money tree. It's going to keep making me money, all right? I've written this book now about 4 years. Yeah, I've written this book about 4 years and it keep making me money. This timeless. I did the work once and it keep paying me. Right? This book and all of my books I've written, the programs I've created, guess what happened? It's a system. That's how God thinks. Think as God, my friend. So if you want a money tree, you need to think about a system. It's a system. Learn to build a collaboration. Who has a customer before the customer needs you? Who has it? All right. There are some people now who can you collaborate with? Who can complement you in your business? Who has the strength of the weakness that you have? Who do you have a strength that is a weakness to them and that you can collaborate with and create more abundant? Always think about it. That is what builds about money tree. That's what creates money tree. So if you want wealth, today I see a lot of people, being called, for instance, in the field where I find myself. They say they are rectors and they're making a lot of money, but they don't have a system. The day they don't literally personally sell, they can't sell because it takes them alone to sell. And you see, one does not multiply. So it's a system. Money tree is a system. So money tree exists. It's a system. It comes in form of softwares. It forms in form of productizing your ideas and, collaborating, partnering, licensing with other people. And building these things is going to help you to make things happen for yourself. So don't join them to say money does not grow on tree. Yes, money does not grow on tree, but money do grow because money has a tree. If money is going to grow, that means there is a tree for it. And I'm just showing you the tree today. So you need to begin to own a system. Begin to be a kind of person that owns a system. Every wealthy people in the world own a system. They don't own a job. Most of them are even JJ. They are joyfully jobless. They don't own a job. And you don't have to have a job to have money. You don't have to have a job to be wealthy. But it doesn't mean you can't have a job. You see, because the truth of the matter is, in the course of owning a system or building a system, you may need a job while you're building a system. So the point is, and sometimes a job will also help you to learn a system to create your own wealth. But you see, system is a principle of order that renders accident impossible. Because accident is never a success. System is a principle of order that renders accident impossible. Accident is never a success. By the way, accident costs you money. System makes you money. All right? Accident costs you money. System makes you money. So you need to understand this. And that is the whole idea of today's night economy. It's to show you that there's something called money tree and you can build it. You can build a money tree. And it begins with thinking system. It's a system. How? System is in how. How do we get this thing done? How does it work? Test it. You can borrow systems and you can create yours. Borrow system, build systems, own a system. Because that's what makes people wealthy. Own a system. Don't get carried away with just what you have done. Because you see, make it something that other people can do. And before you know it, you are creating it. And that's how you build your own economy. Learn, selling is a system, not a secret. Wealth creation is a system, it's not a secret. Building a business is a system, it's not a secret. Success is a system, it's not a secret. So if it is a system, it's not a secret. It's a mastery, it's not a mystery. All right? So what do you need to do? Begin to stack the mastery. There are different levels of things you need to master. And as you master them and stack them, guess what happened to you? You will realize that you are building your own money tree. Because money tree exists. And I've just used the life of a man called Zach to show you how he built his money tree. He has resistance. He has a crowd. He was short in stature. But guess what? He focused on his focus and he focused on his sycamore tree. The internet is a sycamore tree of the 21st century. The internet is the money tree of the 21st century. And everybody have access to this tree. And this would happen. Lastly, before I go, give yourself permission to climb this tree. Master how to use the internet. Let me tell you, I'm not exempted. I'm still learning. I just acquired about 3 books a few days ago on how to maximize the YouTube. I bought a book called the YouTube Formula. And a couple of other books. I watched few videos, and I'm working on it. All right, I'm building my team. I'm setting up a similarly moderate, wonderful studio, bigger studio right now that can help me to produce more things as regards to my work and everything, in positioning myself as a super authority in the areas where I'm solving problems for people. But guess what happened? I'm still learning, just like you. But this is what happened. Give yourself the permission to climb this money tree. Internet is the money tree of the 21st century. Internet is a monetary. Learn to use digital tools. Learn how to navigate. Study the algorithm. Keep studying it. Study pay to play. Learn this, because the truth of the matter is, in the 21st century, you don't need to run a big business to make big money. You just need to make your business look big, and that's what systems, delegations, and the internet help you to do. You see, automation is the money tree of the 21st century. Delegation is the money tree of the 21st century. You can't do it all yourself. Don't be a principal consultant, because that can lead you to can make you a principality. Learn to delegate to people. Learn to build automations. Learn to build delegations. Okay? Learn to do these things. Learn, because these are the money tree. Delegation is a money tree. Automation processes is a money tree. Systems is all sort of systems in your life. Own a system. All right. Partnership, collaborations. These are money trees. All right. 2 is better than 1, because 1 does not multiply. So learn to build things. Learn to work with people. Okay, so these things are going to help you to build your money tree, because the internet is a money tree of the 21st century, and a lot of us are not giving ourselves. And this tree is, the sycamore tree is 100 feet tall, but this tree called the internet, this money tree called the internet, is extremely higher. It's global in nature. You can reach out to different places in the world. Right now I have people buying things from me from Zambia, from Ethiopia, from different part of the world. I have people ordering my stuff from all over, in Africa, in Europe. Right now, guess what happened? Because this money tree is so big, and you can climb it. Let me tell you, you don't need to wait for anybody for you to climb the money tree called the internet. You need to give yourself the permission to climb it. No matter your size, you can climb it. The man I just told you about, it was a man of a short stature, but he climbed the sycamore tree. And because he climbed the sycamore tree, what he was chasing was looking at him. You know what? Some of you, the opportunity you are looking for, you can position yourself for it. But this is what you have to do. You have to give value. Give, and it shall be given unto you. He that waters shall be watered in return, says Solomon the king. So you need to give. You need to come to give. Go and give, and you shall receive. That's how the universe is wired. So there is a money tree. Money tree exists. Don't be deceived. And I've brought you the good news this morning that you cannot refuse. There is a money tree, but the question is, are you giving yourself the permission to climb this tree? Because if you climb this tree, you can plug as money as you want. And you don't need anybody's permission. This is not the age of waiting for permission. That age is gone. This is an age of giving yourself permission. You need to give yourself the permission to climb the money tree, because it already existed. It has been built for you. But you have to climb it. And you climb it by learning, you climb it by studying, you climb it by doing, you climb it by experimenting what you are picking up. And guess what happened? There is no scarcity of money. It is your definition that is creating your limitation. There is no scarcity of customers. Let me tell you, there are more than 7,000 people that are looking for you right now to buy what you are selling. But you need to position yourself to find them, for them to find you. You see, most of you are looking for customers rather than making yourself findable to the customer. Let me say this again. Most of you are looking for customers instead of making yourself findable to the customer. Your work is not to look for who to buy your product. Your work is to make yourself findable by the people looking to buy your product. There are people that want to buy what you're selling right now, but you need to position yourself for it. Thank you very much. It's been a lot lovely stuff this morning. I hope you get value. And if you get value, I see you. I see you make a value overloaded. Thank you for that. If you have not read my book, any of my book, The Money Code, it's a very lovely book that can literally change your life, especially for you in sales, close or lose. And I'm doing something right now. It's called I'm running a training in December. It's called How to Win the Big Money Game in 2024. And for the 4 copies of my book, The Close or Lose, Stay Hungry, Go Starving, Stay Hungry, Go Starving, what's it called? Shut Up and Collect the Money. Shut Up and Collect the Money, and The Money Code. For these 4 books, they're supposed to be 28,000 Naira in Nigerian currency. And for people that want this book, you are going to get it for 20,000. And I'm also going to send you a book that show you how to make millions every month. That alone also worth 7,000. So if you put 28,000 with 7,000, that is 35,000 Naira. But I'm going to give you for 20,000. But that's not all. I'm hosting a program in December on how to create a big money, to win the big money game in 2024. And that program is an 100,000 Naira webinar. It's going to be amazing. But guess what happened? For the good news, if you pick all these 4 books right now, wherever you are in Nigeria, number 1, the book will be delivered to you for free. If you work this webinar, it's going to be delivered to you for free. And what I mean for free, you're not going to pay the shipping cost. You're only going to pay the 20,000 for these 4 books. And after you have done that, I am also going to give you a ticket for that program of 100,000 for free. Okay, and you don't want to miss that, because I'm going to be showing you how to create the money you want to create in 2024 and beyond, God's willing. And I'm also going to bring 1 or 2 of my guys to join me on that amazing webinar. The webinar is a value is 100,000 Naira, but for these 4 books that you pick, you're going to be getting that for absolutely for free. You don't want to miss that. Okay, you don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss that value that I offer. If you're in sales, you don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss this book. It shows you how to take charge of your personal economy. Remember, we are in the night economy, and this economy, you need to learn how to do this. All right? You take charge of your own economy. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been awesome investing this early hour of my sleep with you. But it's an honor. It's an honor to give you part of my life, for you to make your life also count. But you can do me a favor and do your friend a favor. Invite people to follow. Invite people to follow me on this page. And that's number 1. Number 2, help to share this video. Let's share more. Let's help more people. If you have picked value from this, share this video. Let's share it as many times as we can. Let's get more people to watch it. Let's get more people to see it, so that people can begin to create it. My promise for you, I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this, but I determined to show up every night and show you how to, the night economy is for me to show you how to take charge of your own economy. I'm going to be teaching you sales. I'm going to be showing you money. I'm going to be showing you how to connect with your mind to get what you want. All right. One of my students just make a particular sales a few days ago, and the sales was phenomenal. I'm going to be talking about in the course of the week. In the course of my night economy, I'm going to be teaching you about sales. I'm going to be teaching you about economy, how to build your own economy. I'm going to be teaching you about real estate in a way that you have never learned before. I'm going to show you how to make big deals. I'm going to be showing you how to do that. But this is what I want to do. I want to help a lot of people. I want to help millions of people, because I have what millions of people need to learn so that they can change their own life. Let me tell you, I was born by my father and my mother. I was raised in a 1-room apartment. For 18 years of my life, I never knew what every other thing was. When I was in secondary school, and my mate would say, by the way, I met one of my guys yesterday that we went to secondary school together. It was a compare of the program I was speaking. The last time I saw him was 23 years ago. And it was an amazing moment for me as a kind of a nostalgia to be able to see him again. It was an amazing compare. His name is Tom Comedia on Instagram. He's an amazing guy. You can check out his work. It's called Tom Comedian on Instagram. An amazing, beautiful guy. He's my secondary schoolmate. But guess what I'm talking about? But the things that I've learned has helped me that by the time before I was 28 years old, I made my first $1 million, and I've gone on to build, millions, of hundreds of millions of dollars in transactions in the last 15 years. And you know what? My goal at this stage of my life, as we build our business around the 30 countries in Africa, right now we are getting to almost 10. I want to help more people. I want to help you. I want to help your family. I want to get you out of struggling. I want to help you to get you out of just getting by to getting ahead. And this is my mission. And I need you to join me on this mission. I'm going to be showing you what works for me. I'm going to be sharing with you some things that you can Google, some things that people pay me millions. I just went to speak in a place a few days ago, and I was paid couple of millions, and it's very interesting. In the next few days, I'm going to be speaking to a group of bank staff on just a webinar for 45 minutes, and they're paying me a lot of money. But I'm sharing some of the things with you right here. I just want to help you. I want to help you because I know that if I help you, you will help me. How are you going to help me? I'm going to help me to help more people. All right. So I'm not hiding that from you today, and I want you to know that no matter the state that you are in now, you can change your life. I was once there, I live in one-room apartment. My parents could not afford to pay my school fees for secondary school. I have to hawk bread in the street of Lagos. I have to hawk bread, from Ijesha to Itire to Aguda to ballet in Ajegunle. I hawk bread to National Art Theatre. I hawk bread Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And I keep doing that. But I never stop. And but I knew where I was doing. I wanted to have a bigger life. I wanted to have a bigger life. I started reading. I started studying. I met a mentor. That's what I wrote in my book, The Money Code, and how the mentor that changed my life and what I learned to unlock my millionaire code. And this is the same thing I'm sharing with you today. I remember this Thursday I'm going to be in a church somewhere on the mainland talking to some young people. And I just want to share the life story with them and to let them know that give up your excuses, but take up your dream. You see, because you have to give up something for you to take up something. You must be willing to give up your excuses. All right, give up your excuses. Give up lying to yourself. Give up excuses. Excuses will exclude you from good life. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my assignment. I want to help you. It's not easy for me today to come here by this time. I have a lot to do this morning, but I will keep coming to you because I want to help you. It's not easy, but it's worth it. So do me a favor right away. Share this video. Tell your friends about TadeCash. TadeCash, and let them know there is this phenomenon that there is this good virus they need to cash. And let's change life together. I can make you rich. And that's a promise I'm making. I can make you rich. Just follow me. I will make you rich. Follow me. Do what I say to you, because what I say to you is what I'm doing for me. I'm not a paradise of expert. What I teach you, I'm already doing. I don't teach you what I don't do. So follow me, I will make you rich. And when I make you rich, you go and make someone else rich. That is how we spread the good virus. And that is the goal. So, ladies and gentlemen, if this has made sense to you in any way, please share this video. Let's more people reach it. I think this video, we should get to about maybe 50 shares or 100 shares, and let's get more people. Let's get more people. If I help you tonight, help me to help out someone else. Share this video. And I will see you again. If Christ permit, I'll see you again tomorrow. This is Night Economy, and it's all about taking charge of your own economy. Because let me tell you, if you don't take charge of your economy, and you allow the economy of the world to take charge of you, you are not going to find life interesting. By the way, life is going to be miserable. And I don't want that to happen to you. Thank you very much. My name is TadeCash. Peace, love, and cash flow. I love you. I'll see you again. Bye for now.